Get ready to witness an epic clash of the titans in chess, as Magnus Carlsen faces off against Hikaru Nakamura. Brace yourself for the extreme intensity. Who will emerge victorious in this legendary battle of the best chess players ever? Let's find out. The World Blitz Chess Championship peaked as two of the greatest chess players in the world, Magnus Carlsen and Hikaru Nakamura, clashed in a thrilling title match. Magnus had been reigning as the Blitz World Champion for 2 consecutive championships, but Hikaru's exceptional skills and lightning-fast moves had made him a formidable contender. The game started with Magnus moving his pawn to d4, to which Hikaru responded with a knight to f6. Magnus played knight f3 in a strategic exchange, and Hikaru countered with d5. The London system was initiated, with Magnus's active bishop at the center. Hikaru responded by developing his bishop to d6, promoting a bishop trade. Magnus had a reputation for excelling in endgames, making the position favorable. Magnus continued to trade pawns, gaining an advantage with each exchange. Hikaru knew he had to be careful, as he knew Magnus's endgame prowess. He castled his king to safety, unknowingly setting the stage for Magnus to unleash his tactical brilliance. Magnus skillfully played rook c1, putting Hikaru's queen under an X-ray attack. Hikaru responded by moving his queen to safety. Magnus castled his king and rook, while Hikaru moved his pawn to b6. Magnus offered another bishop trade, which Hikaru hesitantly agreed to. However, Magnus had a different plan and moved his knight to e5, posing a serious threat. Hikaru had to think carefully and avoid trading queens, as his time was running low. Despite his lightning speed, Magnus cleverly moved his knight to c6, putting Hikaru's king in check. Hikaru promptly moved his king away, but the tension in the game was palpable. Magnus played his knight to c4, making a daring move that revealed his intentions to strike decisively. Hikaru saw an opportunity to take a free pawn, but was cautious due to Magnus's relentless attack. As the game intensified, the spectators scrutinized both players' moves. Magnus's brilliant strategy and Hikaru's quick thinking made for an electrifying match. The pressure on Hikaru was evident, with his time rapidly deleting, while Magnus remained remarkably composed. In the critical following moments, Magnus continued to apply pressure, forcing Hikaru into difficult decisions. Each move became crucial, and the game's outcome hung in the balance. Hikaru had to play cautiously to avoid falling into Magnus's traps, but the time was slipping away. Despite Hikaru's exceptional speed, Magnus had the upper hand strategically. Hikaru had to find a way to break through Magnus's defenses and launch a counterattack. As the game unfolded, it became evident that both players understood the significance of free pawns in gaining an edge. Hikaru Nakamura faced a dangerous situation when Magnus played the bold move g5, targeting Hikaru's knight on f6. Hikaru reacted quickly, countering with his other knight to c5, opening up a square for a potential counterattack. Magnus continued to apply pressure, advancing his knight to d6, adding another threat to the center and aiming at the vulnerable f7 square. As the tension mounted, Hikaru missed an opportunity to secure a stronger position by capturing another pawn with his queen on b2. Instead, he attempted an aggressive attack by moving his knight to b3, unknowingly setting himself up for a downfall. Magnus played his rook to c2 with a masterful move, pulling it away from the attack. Hikaru persisted with his queen to a4, but Magnus struck back decisively, moving his rook to c4 to launch an assault on Hikaru's queen. The game took a grim turn for Hikaru as Magnus executed a devastating plan, attacking Hikaru's knight with his pawn on g5. This move allowed Magnus's pieces to dominate the board and put Hikaru's king in a precarious position. Realizing the gravity of his mistake, Hikaru attempted to salvage the situation by moving his knight to the only viable square. Unfortunately, it was too late, as Magnus placed his rook on h4, setting the stage for a series of decisive exchanges that worked in his favor. Hikaru bravely fought back, playing his rook to f8, seeking a potential checkmate on Magnus's king. But Magnus foiled the attempt by placing his rook on f4, shutting down any chance of Hikaru turning the game around. As the match reached its climax, Hikaru Nakamura with a heavy heart decided to resign, conceding the Blitz World Championship to Magnus Carlsen for the 3rd consecutive time. The world watched in awe as Magnus demonstrated unparalleled skill, strategic brilliance and nerves of steel, earning him the title of Blitz World Champion yet again. Witness his brilliant tactics and strategic play. His ability to seize opportunities, exploit weaknesses, and deliver crushing blows showcases why he is widely regarded as one of the greatest chess players in history. Like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on more exciting chess content. Question for viewers: who's your favorite chess player? Comment below.